What's up, tech fans? Welcome back once again to the channel. Today we're checking out something brand new from the people over at LG. A 34-inch curved monitor with a 21:9 aspect ratio. We're talking about the brand new 34U C98 White Edition. So today, the UPS driver dropped off the brand new 34U C98-W monitor. The 34U C98 features a 34-inch curved display with a 21:9 aspect ratio. It also features a WQHD IPS display. The monitor also features a pixel pitch of 0.23 by 0.23 millimeters. Now, what this means is the distance between each pixel. The lower the number, the closer the pixels are together, the better it's going to look. The monitor also features a response time of 5 milliseconds and a refresh rate of 60 Hz. The resolution is a brilliant 3440 by 1440 with a brightness ratio of 300 CD, a contrast ratio of 5 million to 1, and a viewing angle of 178 degrees. And what that translates to, it means that no matter where you're viewing the monitor, no matter what angle you're at, you're still gonna see a great picture. So if you're doing business and working on it, if there's somebody behind you or somebody to the side, they're still gonna be able to see the screen very well. It's not gonna be like the old days looking at your laptop where you're to the side and going, what the heck is that? No, you'll still be able to see that very clearly. This is also a feature they have on many of their OLED TVs, which makes those nice as well. And last but not least, the monitor features a 3H anti-glare hard coating. Now, taking a look at the front of the monitor, you guys can see this thing features a pretty awesome design. And the bezel on this is the smallest that I've seen on any monitor yet. And with that 3440 by 1440 resolution, everything looks really sharp. A big concern to artists, photographers, and people who do printing is the Srgb. And what this is pretty much the color gamut, or how the color translates to when you're printing to what you're viewing on the screen. This particular model has a 99% value, which means it's pretty almost exactly the true color representation of what you're viewing on your screen will be what you're printing. It's a well-known fact that IPS monitors usually have a lot of background bleed, and people complain about it. They also complain about the lighting not being completely equal around the monitor, causing hot spots and all these things. Now, if I had like millions of dollars of equipment, I could probably find a flaw somewhere in this, but this monitor has very little back bleed at all. When you show a constant black background, there's hardly any light bleeding through, and it's pretty constant as far as the color goes. I can, with my eyes, see no visual impairment at all, which means that there's no one area to me that seems really super duper bright, another area that seems super duper dark. You guys are watching the video, we're filming exactly what I'm seeing here. You guys let me know what you guys think, but so far the screen seems pretty nice for me to view it. And this monitor also has a new feature called Screen Split 2.0. Now what this does is it allows you to totally customize the picture-in-picture environment. Now you guys have seen this on TVs, but it's where you can have different little channels up all at one time and view them all on a single monitor. And with this aspect ratio and all the 3440 by 1440 resolution, you get up to like 4 windows that you can have open and being viewing all at the same time, and at a decent size where you're not like going, what is that? The viewing experience of the 21:9 UltraWide curved QXD display is about 1.8 times larger than an UltraWide Full HD 21:9 monitor, and about 2.4 times larger than a Full HD 16:9 aspect monitor. In Microsoft Office programs, it displays 47 columns and 63 rows in Excel. And that gives you a hell of a lot of work area to work in. And the on-screen control allows you to easily control the screen configurations and display settings. This way you can customize your workspace. And this can all be done by an easy toggle switch located at the bottom of the monitor. I know a lot of you fans out there did not like Acer's version of the OSD, but I gotta tell you, LG has this down. The little toggle switch is easy to operate, it's easy to control, and really easy for anyone to use. Before we jump around and take a look at the back of the monitor and the stand, there's one thing I do want to mention about this. The monitor is actually quite thicker than a lot of the previous ones we've seen. It seems like everybody's trying to go thinner, but this LG model is actually a little thicker than the ones we've seen previously, but it seems to be running also a little bit cooler. And I don't feel any heat radiating out of the back of the monitor, which is a good sign. And as we take a look at the back of the monitor, one thing I gotta tell you guys, which is really easy, is how this monitor sets up. It has a simple click and press design, which means that all you have to do is pretty much take the monitor, put it to the stand, click it and press it, and they're connected. There are absolutely no screws or anything additional that you have to do to get set up. It also has a height range of 110 millimeters, It also features a tilt angle of 5 to 15 degrees. Having height and tilt adjustment options are very important to a person who's going to be sitting in front of that monitor for hours on end. You do not want to get fatigued or strained while you're sitting in front of that monitor, and being able to adjust it to your perfect eye and looking level is a great option to have. Located in the rear of the monitor are also the inputs and outputs. We see 2 version 2.0 HDMI ports, a single display port, 2 Thunderbolt 2.0 ports. There are also 2 USB 3.0 connections, and one of these actually doubles as a fast charge connection, which means you can plug your smartphone or smart device into it and charge it really fast. So instead of sitting around waiting for a long time or having to get a separate device to do it, it'll all be embedded inside your monitor. The power connector is also located in the same space, but there's something that you can't see, and that's the 2 7-watt speakers that are actually built into the monitor. Now, LG calls these speakers max audio. How max are they? So you guys can clearly see the 34U C98-W looks really nice. It's really elegant. That complete nice white background that's on the back of the monitor makes it a standout feature. And if you're looking for something really elegant for a video that you're shooting, or just something to look really nice and high tech on your desktop, this monitor certainly fits the bill. And there are a few other features that I know gamers out there are gonna really like, and that's the ability to have game mode. So this monitor has a bunch of different viewing ways, and you can set this to the toggle at the bottom of the monitor, and you can go through a bunch of different settings. And something that's also really cool, and I know you AMD fans are gonna go, ah! It's FreeSync, baby. That's right. This monitor has the ability to use FreeSync technology. So if you have an AMD card and you love AMD stuff, then this is a monitor you definitely want to consider, because FreeSync is a technology that's on the AMD side of things, and those fans like it a lot better because they don't charge you extra money for the monitor. Well, according to some people, because it's true. A G-Sync version of the same type of monitor is a couple $100 more. And since we're on that subject, this monitor is about $1,199. Now, when LG first contacted me and said they were selling this to me a couple months ago, the price was at a few $100 higher price point. So they've obviously lowered the price point down. So now you can get a totally awesome 34-inch ultra-wide IPS monitor for around $1,200, and it just has a lot of features. You have pure black and all that kind of stuff with a toggle control on the bottom, making easy OSD access. People are just going to, I think, eat this monitor up for the price range. So you guys tell me what you think though. I mean, gaming looks really awesome. Here we have some quick footage of GTA 5, which is definitely a fan of a lot of people out there, including my family. And then we also ran the benchmark for Ashes of the Singularity. This is pretty much the only DirectX 12 video game that there is out there, and we're actually running an AMD card as you're looking at this. We're running an R9 390X, and it powers these games very nice. And you guys can see with FreeSync enabled just how smooth everything looks. Just like G-Sync, FreeSync basically makes your monitor so there's no screen tearing or ripping when you're playing that game. You guys know what I mean. You're playing a game, you're moving around stuff just looks blurry for a moment. You don't have to worry about that at all with FreeSync or G-Sync technology. All right, folks, the 34U C98, 34 inches of glorious curved gaming, 3440 by 1440 resolution. Now, there are a few little caveats that I want to mention here. We actually have built a couple little systems, and we have this little stick that we use, a USB stick that we use a computer, and it would not fit at all in the back of this monitor. I don't know how many people out there are even going to use this or whatever, but if you're one of those people out there that's using a compute stick, it will not fit into the HDMI ports. It actually hits the side of the monitor, so we had to actually bring a whole computer in here and then bring the vid to you that way. It's really easy to actually use a little stick though, but that's a caveat of this monitor. Beyond that, I don't really see anything that I can complain about, other than I know if you don't have a lot of money, you're not going to be able to probably buy one of these, but all high-end technology is that way. And when you're talking about high-end technology, you really can't complain about the price. You really want to talk about the features and is it actually high-end technology and worthy that people have the money's dollar. And at the end of the day, I have to say this is a really superior product. I'm not totally completely sold on the 60 hertz for the refresh rate. I think that you should have the ability to overclock that and make it higher like some of the other monitors we've seen. That might be a caveat to some people. If you're a person who can really see that and you need 144 hertz or 120 hertz, 60 hertz just isn't going to be enough for you. But beyond that, overall, for using it as a workspace monitor and that type of thing, it's going to work really well. And because it uses that Thunderbolt technology, you can connect all kinds of devices up to it, including using it with that little trash can Mac if you so decided to do so. All right, folks, before I bounce out of here, it looks like our special guest, Buddy the dog, has decided to show up. But there is one thing I want to mention about this monitor. At this last year's CES show, this monitor won an honorary award, which means that it is very nice cutting-edge technology and that all the people at the show said, hey, this is a nice product. Now, like usual, down below that like button, which I know you're going to go crazy on. You're going to do some kind of, I don't know, Jackie Chan meets Bruce Lee, meets Muhammad Ali, meets the Thundercats? I don't know. Do you know who they are? I don't know. I just heard the name. But anyways, it'll all be down there. So if you guys want to purchase one of these, check that stuff out. You guys can do that for yourself. I'm Elric. This is Buddy the dog. Behind the camera, like usual, is Jesus. We'll see you guys back here on Tech tomorrow for more tech videos.